Hello, everyone. It's BRG back again. And before I get into the content that I was originally going to discuss, like the cult of black Trump supporters, I'd just like to bring attention to something horrible that happened today. A fascist, a reactionary, a neo Nazi, a generally all around bad individual chose to arm himself with a couple of rifles, one of which had a swastika painted in white on it, a white swastika. And he chose to do this, arm himself, and go out and murder black people simply because they were black. And every time one of these things happens, okay, every single time, we have people, black people, calling for guns to be banned. On Twitter earlier, I saw a prayer circle up the street from the Dollar General where this mass shooting happened. Three people were killed. And I'm like, why? What exactly? First of all, you're never going to ban firearms in the United States, okay? It's the Second Amendment to the Constitution. You cannot just take away something that people are used to having. And then, second of all, if you ban guns, the only people that are going to have them are people who do things like what happened today. The people that are apt to grab a gun, obtained illegally, of course, paint a swastika on it, and go out looking to murder black people. There's a saying: stay strapped or get clapped. We don't need gun control. We need cracker control. Yes, I know you all love hearing me say that, but this is it's the truth, okay? It's the truth. Like, control of firearms in the United States always hurts black people. Always. It doesn't hurt the reactionaries. It doesn't hurt the police. It doesn't hurt the people who are killing us. It hurts us because it takes away our right to defend ourselves, first of all. And then, second of all, it's an excuse to chuck us into prison. Like, who do you think are going to be the people that are getting arrested for gun charges? It's not going to be rich people. It's not going to be fascists. It's not going to be cops that take guns off the streets and put them right into their own personal home armories. It's going to be black people. Okay? So when you hear people talking, and most of these people mean well, okay? Nobody's going around saying, "Oh, I want gun control because I want to see black people in prison." But what they're doing, it's concern trolling. Oh, we have all of these gang shootings and gang murders, and we have right wing people going around killing black people. Okay, but like, first of all, it's just unfeasible. Okay, you are never ever going to be able to go around and confiscate people's guns. It's not going to happen. Okay, I would not want to be the person whose job it is to go around and knock on people's doors and say, "We're here to take your guns." That's a nice way to get yourself shot. And again, it just the only way that you can enforce something like that is through more carceral bullshit, and incarceration, and more stupid ass laws that don't do anything but fuck up black people's lives. So that's just my spiel on gun control. How do we stop racist mass shooters? Stay strapped. Get yourself a weapon if you're a visible minority, and train yourself in its use. Because somebody that was very wise said that having a gun and thinking you're armed is like having a piano and thinking that you're fucking chopping. It's not going to work. You have to train yourself. You have to go to the range frequently, and you have to know how to actually hit what you're aiming at. So that's just my spiel on that. Rest in power to the dead. A better day is coming if we make it. So, um, yeah, it's quite a few black people that support Trump for some reason. And first of all, like, is Trump a racist? Of course he is. The fact that I have to explain that this man is a horrible racist is it's shocking to me. But again, we're talking about black Trump supporters here. So how is he a racist? Well, most people know that Trump got rich through his engagement with his family's business of being landlords, of being parasites, of being bloodsuckers. Um, and that's his dad right there, Fred Trump. Woody Guthrie actually wrote a song about Fred Trump called "Old Man Trump." And the lyrics, I suppose old man Trump knows just how much racial hate he has stirred up in the blood pot of human hearts where he drawed that color line here at his Beach Haven family project. Beach Haven is Trump's tower where no black folks come to roam. No, no, old man Trump. Old Beach Haven is my home. So, one of the most widely known anti fascist folk singers wrote a song about your dad, who you, by all accounts, looked up to. You worshiped the ground that this man walked on. And yeah, he was a racist. He would not let black people live in places that he had built. Um, so the New York Times did an article back in 2016. This was shortly before Trump was elected president, and like he would not let black people live in developments that he and his dad helped build. He denied a 33-year-old nurse um, rent, a lease at one of his apartments that wasn't finished. The rental agent remembers it as a beautiful application, but she was black, so she couldn't get it. This guy, Stan Leibowitz, talked to Trump's dad, Fred C. Trump, who, again, taught his son all about the real estate business. And, yeah, Trump Village, 7 23-story towers spread across nearly 40 acres on Coney Island. His son, Donald, was 17 years old and would soon enroll at Fordham University, living at his parents' house and spending much of his free time touring construction sites in his father's Cadillac, driven by a black chauffeur. Because why not? So in 73, Trump management was sued for discriminating against black people. And this was Donald Trump's entry into public life. It was all over the front page of the newspapers. And yeah, you literally got your first entrance into public life because you and your dad were running a racist company. So, yeah. This is particularly relevant because Trump was arguing that black people should support him over Hillary Clinton, who he has called a bigot. Honestly, both of them are bigots. There is no better version of a bigot. Like if you're a racist that hates black people, you are a racist that hates black people. You don't have to be a card-carrying Ku Klux Klan member to dislike black people. While there is no evidence that Mr. Trump personally set the rental policies at his father's properties, he was on hand while they were in place, working out of a cubicle in Trump management's Brooklyn offices as early as the summer of 1968. Back then, he denied that there was any discrimination at his properties, but you were still in the room when this stuff was being made, man. So yeah, Trump's a racist. For one, he's an old white man. You can bet money and win on an old white man, not just any old white man, an old rich white man being racist. He's fucking claiming that the government is trying to force him to rent to welfare recipients, which is code for black people in this era. So yeah. Black people supporting Trump. What caught my eye and made me want to talk about this was I stumbled across this guy. He's a comedian. His name is Clutch Williams. I'm going to go through this guy, Dom Luker's account. There's some pretty interesting stuff, a sort of window into these people's minds. But let's see what this is.
But I kind of do. But look, black folks, man, I don't appreciate none of this activity y'all got going on now. Y'all done lock Big Trump up like that? I don't appreciate none of that.
Okay, just from 10 seconds of listening to this guy, I can tell that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Let's just dial this back a bit.
Black folks, man, I don't appreciate none of this activity y'all got going on now. Y'all done lock Big Trump up like that. I don't appreciate.
You're calling this man Big Trump like he's somebody you know from the neighborhood. Like, this man would spit on you if he saw you. And if you were alive in the 70s and you applied for a lease at one of his apartments, he wouldn't grant it to you.
Take none of that. Because let me tell y'all something now. These other presidents be saying good stuff to you, but doing bad stuff to you. Trump might be saying some bad stuff, but he was doing some good stuff. Check the records, like in the books.
Okay. The only two good things that Trump did for black people were stimulus checks, and he let a few rappers out of jail. Like, that's it. That's it. I think he also issued a pardon to Jack Johnson, the boxer who got in hella trouble for marrying and dating white women back when that got black people suspended from trees. But like come on.
He really was like one of the best presidents we'd had in a long time. I'm talking about, I ain't gonna break it down to get all political with you, but I can prove.
Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You cannot break it down and get political because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, that's why you cannot break it down. Like, if you support a political position, for example, I'm a communist, okay? If you ask me why am I a communist, why am I a leftist, I can explain to you why I'm a communist, why I'm a leftist. Because I want a liberated black nation. I'm tired of seeing my people being exploited. I'm tired of seeing my people getting murdered by the police. I'm tired of seeing my people basically not able to get a break. Working people, colonized people should run the world because it's us that makes the world run. These rich people, these Trumps, do absolutely nothing. Yet they reap the majority of the rewards of the fruit of our labor. That's why I'm a communist. So if you are a black person who supports Trump, like, you need to be able to stand on that shit. Don't just, like, these are the people that are always getting upset about, oh, you just focused on your feelings. You just say shit based off emotion, or you just say shit based on what you heard. That is exactly what you're doing, bruh. Like, bruh. Just stick to comedy, okay? Just stick to comedy. Because if you're going to try to offer political commentary or political critique on something, it's your duty. Okay, it would behoove you. It would benefit you to not look like an uneducated jackass.
You know what I'm saying? But man, y'all did, you know, out of all the people this man could have freed, man, he freed Lil Wayne, man, the GOAT, he freed Kodak. You know what I'm saying? And
okay, he freed two rappers. He also ordered the D.C. Police Department, or the National Guard, one, I can't remember, to tear gas and beat the shit out of Black Lives Matter protesters so that he could walk across the street to a church and do a photo op where he proceeded to hold the Bible upside down. Granted, I'm pretty sure that Trump has never even opened the fucking Bible. But I said fucking Bible. My grandma was going to slap the shit out of me if she heard me say that. But like, just look to his response to the George Floyd uprising. Like, he was about to basically order the National Guard to just go in and massacre every fucking body. Okay? The response to a black man being choked to death, graphically, brutally, on camera, was suppression and repression. And you are saying that this man was one of the best presidents ever. Not like a good guy, not a good president, but one of the best, because he freed two rappers. I mean, Lyndon Johnson was also a racist prick, but he at least signed legislation that extended to us the right to vote across the country and extended us civil rights. Did he do this out of the goodness of his heart? Of course not. LBJ was a Machiavellian's Machiavellian. And he hated black people. He called his chauffeur racist slurs. But, like, just from impact and what they did for black people, like LBJ, JFK, like, come on. Like, what exactly has Trump done to better our position in this country? And of course, LBJ and JFK were horrible racists, but they did some good things for us.
Y'all done locked Big Trump up. Y'all got him in Atlanta, man. Free Big Trump. I don't appreciate.
Like, why do you want this man free? Like, what exactly has he done for you? What exactly has he done for you? Am I a loyal Democratic? Of course not. Democrats are just as racist as the Republicans, if not more so, because Democrats are also liars. But like, just from, again, I'm going to say it again, like just from the impact on the standard of living of average black people in this country, I'd give a little bit more credit to the Democrats over the Republicans. Again, just from legislation that they've signed and legislation that they've pushed for. Like who would you rather have in office? LBJ, who admittedly also did Vietnam, or fucking Ronald Reagan or Donald Trump? Just like if somebody had a gun to my head, I would pick LBJ.
None of this, man. What y'all done did, man? That man had $1,400 flying out the White House every other week, and this how y'all repaying?
Wait, $1,400? Like, is he implying that Trump was giving his own money away every other week? Like, bruh. Just the level of political ineptitude and stupidity from this guy. It's I can't do it. But this is an interesting account. This is Dom Lucra, breaker of narratives. I put the homeless in homes. Looks like something in Hebrew. Vet, former hip hop executive. Spaces host, 40 Under 40 awardee. Foundational Black American. That's what FBA stands for. Those people tend to be pretty reactionary. Foundational Black Americans, they basically believe that that black people who are from other countries are opposed to the interests of new Africans or black people whose ancestors were enslaved in the United States. Those are the types of people who say stupid shit like, oh, the Africans sold us into slavery, or they hate us. They think we Uncle Toms, because, like, I guess they're kind of right in Dom's case. Accounts I might like. James Woods, Benny Johnson, Libs of TikTok. So, yeah. I think this is going to be a summation of the foundational Black American view. On May 30th, 2023, I spoke on how black and white Americans were being divided by people who weren't American. With the recent arrest of Donald Trump, we are witnessing an America reminiscent of September 12th, 2001. It is biblical that we are uniting again. We are more than a color. We are a nation. Okay, that's fascist. Like, you are basically subsuming class, you're subsuming the language of class struggle. You're subsuming the very real national divisions in this country under the auspices of a sort of we are all American type thing. Like, no, the fuck we're not. Black people are not treated as Americans in this country. You have Latino people who are American citizens who are being threatened with deportation or called anchor babies and other horrible things. Like, if you are not a rich white person, you don't really get any benefits out of this country. Is this still at least standard of living wise, is this still a pretty dope place to live? Yeah, I'd rather live here than be in fucking Niger or the DRC, because those places have been wrecked by European and American imperialism. But like, I just don't get it. Like Malcolm X said, I'm not an American. I'm one of the 22 million black people who are victims of America. But again, still a pretty dope place to live. That's why I haven't left.
I've said it before. I think they do give a little bit more leeway. Well, I know they do. They give a little bit more leeway to other races, excluding white and black. Only in America, white and black people can't be themselves. They can't.
What are you talking about? White people are themselves all the time. One of them just went out and shot 3 black people to death. That's white people being themselves. That's settlers being settlers.
Only in America. There's no way in America I can raise up a fist and say black power in a random mall without it being politicized. Nor could you do white power.
Because that's a political act. Like, you throw up your fist and shout Black Power in a mall. That is a political act. Not saying that you would do anything like that, but like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that fucking Fudge Rounds guy who is upset that conservatives, right wingers, are hopping onto his song and using it because like you're literally talking about welfare recipients buying fudge rounds with tax money. Like, if you can't handle the heat, don't hang out in the kitchen, man.
Both of us would be villainized by.
And if you throw up your fist and shout white power, you're a fucking Nazi. Of course, nobody's going to allow you to do that. Of course, people are going to take offense because black power means something objectively different than white power. Like, white people have all of the power in this country. So why would you throw your fist up and shout white power? That is a slogan of suppression. That is a slogan of I'm about to fuck you up. That's a slogan of racism. So yeah, I would not like somebody that was white throwing up their fist and shouting white power in my vicinity. Nobody black would, man.
Who knows what. It's just that it would be a defamatory type of statement if you're just raising up your fist, if you're black or white. Hispanics can do it, Asians can do it, Arabs can do it, but not.
Okay, this is just more fascism. Like, he's bringing up Hispanics and Asians, people who are seen as not being foundational to this country, because white people and black people, I guess the indigenous people don't count, but I guess his line is that white people and black people founded America, so we're the only ones who have the right to engage in politics.
Black, not white people in America. It's strange because, to me, we embody majority of this country. It's embedded in our images, black and white Americans. We can't have our cultures here in America. I see Asian people.
What, like, bruh? This is the type of rhetoric that gets old Asian women pushed on the subway tracks. Like, this is dangerous fucking talk. So you're basically saying that Asian people and Hispanic people have no business in this country, so they should be thrown out? That's why you support Trump, because you oppose the presence of people who are neither black nor white in this country. Again, where do the indigenous fit in? The equivocation is reactionary's best move because it's so cockeyed, but it takes so long to pick apart. Yeah, it's true.
They're allowed to have their months and dress up in their culture and eat their foods, etc.
We have that too. Like, every white ethnicity in this country has their own festival, their own holiday. Italians, they have Columbus Day, which should be banned, but like, I'd much prefer a Frank Sinatra Day or an Italian Partisans Day. But like, Italians have the fucking Columbus Day. The Irish get to dye the fucking rivers green on St. Patrick's Day. Black people, we've got Juneteenth. Matter of fact, we've got a whole fucking month. What are you talking about? What do you mean we cannot celebrate our culture? Like, you basically, you're saying that immigrants are coming here and they are, they're dispossessing the so-called original founders of this country. And if you're not white, you're not considered an original founder of this country. Both my ancestors and yours were slaves in 1776, bruh. Like, yeah, we were here. We built the country. But politically, we had to struggle. We had to fight for that in conjunction with and in alliance with other people. So you're basically trying to explain to these two reactionary white dudes that it's all good, that we're bros now. Instead, and you are shitting on other oppressed, other colonized people who were driven here because this country fucked up the places where they live. Like, that's the reason why so many migrants are coming here. Look at how NAFTA devastated the livelihoods of farmers in Mexico. Look at all of the coups and wars in Guatemala and El Salvador and Honduras. Like, everywhere the United States has set foot has been fucking ruined. I said earlier that this is a dope place to live. America is a dope place to live, standard of living wise, because this country steals shit from other countries. Okay? This country robs other countries. Hawaii was on fucking fire. Why was Hawaii, a country in the tropics, having wildfires? I called Hawaii a country on purpose because the United States government overthrew their own sovereign government to help out Dole Fruit and a bunch of sugar planters. So Hawaii was on fire because the sugar planters diverted Maui's water to grow the fucking sugarcane crop. And the consequences of this, along with the massive clearing of native vegetation for these huge plantations, is that it's easier for wildfires to start. Like, does anybody find it odd that we're having deadly wildfires in a country that's in the tropics? Everywhere that America has set foot, it has wrecked, ruined, and destroyed so that it can get cheap products and so that it can have a market. That's imperialism.
No one forces them to be different. Hispanics all the same. They have their culture and they can be themselves. But we tell white Americans they have no culture, and if they do,
they don't.
We'll say it's racist that they embrace it.
It is. Okay, here's the thing. If white people want to practice their indigenous religions, because like every European country has indigenous traditions, okay? They have their own magic traditions, what have you. Like, I don't give a fuck if you worship Thor, okay? I don't give a fuck if you worship Odin, okay? That's cool. But the only aspect that is wrong is when you put your own culture over other people's cultures, okay? Our gods are better. Our tradition is better. That's what Europeans have historically done. They go to other people's countries, they destroy and wreck or co-opt other people's cultures, and then they impose their own because they think it's superior. That is what we have a problem with. I do not give a shit if you are a cunning person or you practice heathenry, okay? Like, nobody is saying that white people do not have culture. We're saying that settler colonialism, because when you're white and you come to this country, you're no longer German, Irish, Italian, what have you. Your identity, the cultural identity that your people left overseas and brought here, is destroyed. You just become part of this homogenous mishmash of whiteness. Whiteness is defined by its proximity to a fundamentally parasitic ruling class, including in terms of culture. That's basically it. When you come here, you're no longer an Irish worker. You're no longer a Swedish, Norwegian, Danish worker, whatever. You become white like everybody else. So white American culture is fundamentally different than Italian, Irish, Danish, Norwegian, Swedish, Russian, what have you culture, because when you come here, you become an American. An American identity is a horrible, horrible thing. Like, why would you be proud of your country starting wars all over the place and being oil bandits?
And then we will tell black people that they're extremists if they embrace theirs. Why is it only these two races that built this country can't be themselves? It's people that's controlling this country telling us we can't, but everyone else can.
Okay, I'm a black person and I'm pretty in tune with like new African culture, and I've never been told that I'm an extremist because I celebrate and embrace all aspects of black culture, both in the United States and on the continent and in other parts of diaspora. Like, I have never been told that. Never, ever. Like, nobody says that. Like, you're making up a straw man to debate and argue with and cast yourself as the victim. And you're also trying to cast white people as a victim, which is extremely dangerous because white people point to morons like you and say, see, he's saying the same things that we're saying. You're aiding and abetting Nazism, bro.
That's the vision. That's a narrative to me. Everyone else can be them. I don't get it. Everyone else can be them but us.
You're absolutely 100% right there. And the reality is what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a culture. You know, in my opinion, they're trying to create a virtue signal.
He's on here with a fucking meth addict and a "Don't Tread on Me" hat and what looks like a washed up maid man from the Genovese family. Yeah.
Culture, which is what they're all doing. You know,
So okay, let's leave the cracker sandwich. Bricks Rosa just filmed him asking of the locals in his community garden in East Miramar, located in Broward County of South Florida, if they would vote for Donald Trump in 2024. This is Miss Cece, and she's 72 years old from Jamaica. So you're a foundational black American, yet you are platforming a guy who interviewed a Jamaican person. That's very interesting. That just shows how fascism is sort of ideologically inconsistent. Let's see, I can barely hear.
What do you think? If you were gonna vote next 2024, would you vote for Trump or for Biden?
Trump.
Trump, no problem. No.
Trump to me. Trump to me.
What do you think about the fact that he's like very aggressive and very like?
Good man.
Yeah.
Good. Good man.
You think most Jamaican people like Trump?
Hello, Trump.
Yeah.
So Jamaica say, no Trump, but baby. So Trump good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm somebody give this lady some leeway because she's old, and in our community we respect our elders. But come on, come on. ICE almost deported an American citizen because they thought he was Jamaican. Like, this dude is born and raised, spent his entire life in Philly, and he was almost deported to Jamaica, a place that he's never been. So you can only imagine what he would happily allow ICE to do to actual Jamaicans like this poor woman.
Yeah, it's a constant fight.
Also, if you're going to be going around interviewing people, can you like invest in decent audio equipment? Can you? Like, I bought this mic here, this Shure, just for shit like this, just for my streams, because nobody wants to hear me talking like I came out of like I'm living in a fucking tin can.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't deny him.
What do you think about what's going on with Trump right now? Do you think that they're trying to arrest him just to keep him from winning?
It's a trial.
It's a trial, right?
Trial because what the nine is. Oh God Almighty, God who created can. But said God do.
Okay, this is just a shitty video. I can't hear shit. If you're going to try to do stuff like this, okay, invest in decent audio equipment. Like, that is probably the deal breaker. Like, people are not going to want it. Like, people are going to do just what I just did, okay? They're not going to listen to your shit. They're not going to listen to your shit. Trump has even got the Arabs on his side. Blacks for Trump. Hispanics for Trump. Now Arabs for Trump. Everybody for Trump.
Biden, he don't know how to walk. He don't know how to talk. Take him out 2024. Let's go, everybody.
What the fuck? So, is this a fucking cartoon character? He's got the shalwar kameez, the long shirt, okay? And a Make America Great Again hat. Okay, Trump considers most Arabs to be terrorists. So, okay, it looks like he lives in a pretty nice neighborhood. So, is this guy brown facing? I mean, the TikTok account is Zainab and Walid. So I guess this is like a couple or something. But those are Arab names, and a lot of Arabs are pretty light skinned. So I don't know. I try not to cast doubt on anybody's ethnic background. Like, there are plenty of Arabs for Trump. I try not to cast doubt on anybody's ethnic background, like, unless I know for sure that they're black facing or brown facing. So this very well might be an actual Arab dude. Or it might be a cartoon character. Are those fucking Birkenstocks?
خذها يا ترامب وخلصنا من هالقرف. Trump 2024. Arab for Trump this year. Take this crooked Biden. He don't know how to walk. He don't know how to talk. Take him out 2024. Let's go, everybody. Arab for Trump.
Well, that was interesting. So, yeah, just scrolling through, it's just like this endless garbage narratives, shit tier regarded narratives. It's bad to put the T in the word. That's why I said regarded. Because, like, some stuff you just have to call that. The white liberals hate me so much. I'm so thankful to be born in this time. I love watching the black narrative break. It has been my goal to lead it since I started tweeting. Dear white liberal, this isn't the Bush era. You're going to have to work for our votes again. Profane word. I see a lot of black men speaking against what is being done to Donald Trump, while black women finally listen to the leadership of the men. Okay, there you go. Bingo bongo. Like, he's a misogynist. He thinks that black people should establish further these Victorian era narratives that we learned around Massa's fucking table, and women should meekly and humbly follow behind men. That's not the case. In the black community, like, the women have always been the vanguard. It's the dudes that support Trump and lag behind the times. And I see this a lot with black men in particular. Like, we want to recreate this sort of system that we've never really had, because our families were broken up by slavery. So I guess that's part of it. Like, we want this because we see other ethnic groups that have this sort of stable family structure. But that's no excuse to be a reactionary. It's no excuse to be a fascist. We are only puppets to them. Even Malcolm X called out the white liberal, the engineered black woman to resent the black man, from welfare forcing the separation of family, no, slavery forced the separation of family, to promoting music that convinced them to think they didn't need one. It's time for us to break these chains Joe Biden said they would put us back in. We are more than a vote, and we should be more than a narrative. We shouldn't be divided by people who never represented our culture. So Trump represents your culture? It's time for us to listen to us. And the men are standing against the Democrats. Black women, we need your love, your care, your resilience, your tenacity, your bravery, your impact. So again, he's admitting that women are the vanguard because of these virtues that he's just listed. This isn't a black American movement. It's an American one. Let's do this for kids bleeding out on the sidewalk that will get put into a song, for the little girls that stray away too young because of a lyric. Let's do this for the future of America together. So, yeah, these are white talking points. Like, this could be a white man. Absolutely, astonishingly ridiculous. I'm going to tell my kids this was the Avengers. This guy is still in jail. They didn't give him a bond. It's funny. Out of all of these people, one of which is apparently a priest of some type, out of all these people, it's the black dude that's still sitting his stupid ass in jail. Like, what, Trump didn't bail? Well, I guess they didn't give you a bond, but I was about to say, like, why didn't Trump bail you out? That's what happens when you side with people who do not have your best interests at heart. Like, all these people are just being fucking used. That's all. Trump won't pay Giuliani's legal fees either. Yeah. Rich people are not known for their generosity, even the people who support them. Trump made a song. Black Trump supporters come out in full force to show support. Yes, I Googled Black Trump supporters. Well, not Googled. I searched up Black Trump supporters on YouTube.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very...
I can already tell this guy is going to be a fucking pain in the ass.
Good...
Just his fucking demeanor.
One today. Oh boy. Y'all remember what I was telling you about putting...
This dude looks and acts like a fucking minstrel character.
Some compilations together. I've got a compilation video here for y'all today. I've got about 6 or 7 clips that I'm going to be showing you. So, grab a drink and a snack of your choice. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
You need to drink some more water, bro. Those dark circles around your eyes are not healthy.
All right, because it's getting good. Like, share, comment. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Okay, you go want to help.
I'm not doing either of those things.
I want to help boost this one. And if you would like to help me boost this even further within the YouTube algorithm, watch this video to the very end. It's gonna help.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Shit.
Syndrome, off the charts. It's off the charts. Oh man. I just had to start it with that because that's how the leftist elites are gonna feel after they hear this one. Trump.
I'm a leftist elite. Let's see if my brain breaks. considering I've read Abimel Guzman, also known as Gonzalo, and the writings of many of his followers, I'm going to say my brain is not going to break. If that shit doesn't break your brain, this shit will not.
Dropped a song. We're going to start off with this clip. It's only about a minute 30 long. I got some other stuff after this, so stick around. But let's hear it.
I want to go to LA.
Well, shout out Patriot J, Benny Johnson, Big Bongino, Alex Jones. Free my dogs and lock up the radical left's gone crazy. I don't bail, I won't see inside a cell. Shout out Thugger, free my slime, slat, YSL. They tryna lock me up, but I'm plugged in ATL. Got homies doing life in jail, they living in hell. These DAs acting silly, my mugshot is worth a billy. So some merchant made a milli shop.
These DAs acting silly, my mugshot.
So, okay, so they made a horrible AI Trump rap. And this is the shit that's supposed to break my brain. Like, I'm a liberal, I'm a leftist elite. I'm literally a Maoist. We're the most elite of the elite. I don't fucking... what am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to go and jump out my fucking window because of this? It's horrible. It's tasteless. It doesn't... It's hard to follow. Like, it doesn't make sense. But this is supposed to break...
That is worth a milli.
Honestly, I'd rather listen to the Fat Fudge Round Ginger than this.
I think Trump...
At least the Fudge Round Ginger is a real person.
He did put his mugshot on the shirt that says, never surrender. I kind of want to put that on the flag, you know, Trump's mugshot, never surrender.
But he surrendered. That's why he had a mugshot taken. Like, you're acting like this guy went on a lam or something. He didn't run away. He didn't refuse to turn himself in. He didn't have bounty hunters sent after him. He had a mugshot taken because he surrendered.
You know? Be a dope little flag right there. But let's continue. Let's jump back in.
Merchant made a milli, shot McMillie out in Philly, shot the baby, shot the Sosa, Benny Butcher, them my rollers, called me racist, but these rappers riding with me, them my soldiers,
The rappers are racist too. I just literally went through a black person who hates other black people's Twitter. Like, it's shocking that people still do not get that anti-blackness is a disease, a mental disease that black people are not immune from.
I am not who they are after. I'm just in the way they want to get to you, but I won't let them. Cold-hearted, no, I'm artist, getting back to where I started.
I'm doing a video about cults tomorrow, and I guess it's kind of fitting that I'm doing like this, which is kind of a whim, because I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? But, like, this has the characteristics of a cult. Like, Trump supporters are literally a cult. Like, they have this worldview. It's like us against them. This nebulous other group is dedicated to doing them in. How? I don't know. Like, because it's not illegal to be an idiot in this country. As a matter of fact, it's encouraged to be an idiot in this country. Like, who exactly is after you? Who exactly is coming to your house? Who exactly is going to kick in your door and do horrible things to you? Nobody. Like, I've been a leftist for almost a decade, okay? Leftists, most of us, just want a better world, okay? You just want to be left the fuck alone. Like my trans comrades. Like, are trans people going around? Do they have like some secret militia that is just out to harm straight people? Out to harm fucking cis people? It would be pretty dope if they did, to be honest. But like, no, they don't. Trans people just want to exist, but these Trump supporters, this Trump cult, acts as if there's some sort of nefarious plan. And they've taken this shit to the extreme. Like, these people are trying to take over school boards. They're banning books in school. They're harassing minors because they're trans. So they're the ones that are actually doing the shit that they're afraid of. But because they're in a cult and because their brains are broken, They think that type of stuff is coming to them. But cults are not rational objects.
I don't need to do the race, I'ma beat them RICO charges. And if I go to prison, you can't do me like the Clintons.
I don't need to do the race. I won't I won't do them charges. There's a rapper by the name of TK who had a song that went absolutely viral. This is probably 4 years ago now. Sheesh. Wow.
Black people don't say sheesh.
Probably 4 years ago. And he was you know, he did a crime, and he made a song while he was on the run called The Race. And it was literally him kind of talking about, you know, I did the race, like I ran from him and got away, which he eventually got caught after that music video went absolutely viral, which it exploded. I mean, it did crazy, insane numbers, and that's what, you know, was referenced right there. I don't need to do the race because I'm not going.
Do me like the Clintons, I'll be laid up.
Seriously, rapping it was all fun. I just thought it was funny, and it actually turned.
I think you're funny.
Turned out to be really good, which I'm glad it did, because that would have been a horrible video. Because I genuinely didn't listen to it before.
This dude giggles like a fucking pedophile. What is wrong with you?
Beforehand, I just saw, oh, Trump made a song. Oh crap, let's check it out, you know, kind of thing. So, but just imagine Trump drops a rap song, just to mess with Democrats, man. But I also wanted to show you guys this and how the tables are.
They're already actually pushing publicly for school resegregation. Matter of fact, like a lot of places in the South never actually desegregated. Like when desegregation was passed in 54 with Brown v. Board, a lot of them set up these so-called Christian academies. They're called segregation academies. But a lot of white people in the South, unless you're like poor, they send their kids to these schools. My city, St. Louis, if you're white and you live in the city, your kids probably go to Catholic school or they go to another type of private school. Like white people in the city of St. Louis proper, St. Louis is divided into St. Louis City and St. Louis County. Okay? St. Louis County is actually where most of the people in St. Louis live, in the St. Louis metropolitan area. St. Louis City proper only has around 300,000 people living in it. Okay? It's a city built for 800,000 people, but it only has 300,000 people living in it. That's why when you come to St. Louis, you're just shocked at how empty it is. But anyways, like if you're a white person and your kids go to school and you live in the city proper, your kids go to private and Catholic schools. Like that's a thing here. White people do not send their kids to SLPS. So yeah, white people across the country found a lot of ways to avoid the taint of having their kids go to school with black people and, I don't know, learn how to dance.
Really turning here in America.
Did I say avoid the taint of going to school with white people? Going to school with white people is a taint. I meant going to school with black people and learning how to dance. This is what happens when I go on at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. I can't talk.
Talking to UAW, obviously I'm
getting booed on vacation.
Concerned. I think that
that's nothing. Bush, during the Iraq War, there was this lady named Cindy Sheehan. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but like she literally camped out at his ranch in Texas, like, and her and a bunch of other people, like they had a vigil on the road outside his ranch. I think they kept moving her, but I was a kid when this shit was going on, so I don't remember the details. But like this man, like every time he thought he was going to go home and I don't know, do whatever fake cowboys do, like he had to see this lady that had a vigil at by his house, by his little ranch in Texas. I think her son died in Iraq or something like that. Afghanistan won, but it was funny.
There should be a circumstance where the jobs that are being displaced, replaced with new jobs, they should go to the first choice should go to the UAW members who had them.
And another thing that gets me is that people act as if these two parties, Democrats and Republicans, are the only options. Americans have such a narrow frame of reference, okay? Like they don't see another way. They're just like, okay, the Democrats are fucking up, so we got to back Republicans now. We got to back Trump. Like, no, the fuck you don't. The fact that you believe that is the reason why we're not able to break out of this two-party binary, because Democrats fuck up, you vote for Republicans. Republicans fuck up, you go vote for Democrats. And the fucking wheel of misfortune, that's what we have. Like, there's no reason that we cannot have a viable socialist third party in this country that can actually win things. But Americans are so fucking brainwashed that they wouldn't support it. They'd see it as a waste of a vote. It's so frustrating talking to people who think Dems are the far left. So true, bestie.
And the salary should be commensurate.
Have you seen Donald Trump's mugshot yet?
Okay, I don't want to listen to this doddering old idiot anymore. At least Trump is entertaining. He's a racist. He's a horrible bigot. I hope he loses at best. But he was entertaining. He's a funny dude. He would have made millions of dollars as a comedian, but he made billions of dollars as a horrible landlord instead and real estate developer. But Trump would have been a damn good comedian. Like, he's a genuinely funny dude. Like, that's his one vindicating factor. He is hilarious.
To the meat and potatoes of the video. So here we go.
I don't mean no harm, and I don't give a who this offends.
Is this Ghazi's brother?
But if that Trump get convicted of this crime and he can still run for president, I'm voting for his. I'm voting for that. I'm voting for him. If that
why? Like, I'm interested as to your explanation as to why.
Convicted.
He's a rich white man, so he could afford the best of lawyers. So he could definitely make a mess in court. But like, why are you're not a rich white man? If I don't know if black people are like living vicariously through this dude because he can get away with shit and we can't get away with shit. We can't even get away with shit that we're supposed to be doing. Like, we can do shit that's not even illegal and still get in trouble for it. Try carrying a gun in public openly if you're black. See what I'm talking about? So some of this has to be vicarious living. I'm going to applaud this rich, racist old white man because he's getting away with stuff. He's a thug. He's a goon. He's fighting his ops. And yeah, it's fucked up. It's royally fucked up how much colonialism, how much imperialism, and how much white supremacy has warped our minds to the point where we side with our enemies, people who have explicitly, through word and deed, declared themselves to be our enemies because of what? Aesthetic vibes? That's why Malcolm X said that we are a politically immature people.
And he can still run for president just to see what the fuck he do, because that's funny now. Trump is funny as...
Just to see what the fuck he'll do, so he could deport us all back to fucking Africa. Not that that would be a problem in my eyes, but he could just do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, this is a nihilism underpinning this. Like, you know what? Fuck it. We're never going to get shit out of this country. So let's just elect this crazy ass rich white dude who hates us just to see what he'll do. He already ran the country for 4 years and millions of people died from COVID. He beat the shit out of Black Lives Matter protesters so he could walk across the street and hold the Bible upside down. He hates black people. He literally came to public recognition because him and his racist ass Hitlerian dad were sued for maintaining discriminatory. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that word in my day-to-day life. Discriminatory practices in housing. But yeah, let's just elect him again. Just to see what the fuck else he can fuck up. Let's see how many millions more people he can kill. I got to say, like, I love the nihilism. I love it. Like, this is the face and the voice of somebody who doesn't give a fuck.
I'm voting for him. I'm telling you right now, okay? So just miss me with it. Make America great again.
You know, it's
that evil laugh. I have to co-opt that evil laugh. I have to.
Interesting to see something like that because people always said black people would never back Trump. Black people don't back Trump. The LGBTQ community doesn't back Trump. They don't like Trump. Trump hates those groups of people. And yet, I'm telling you, 2024 is going to be a movie. I hope Donald Trump, Uncle Trump, has a documentary.
Uncle Tom likes Uncle Trump.
Crew following him everywhere he goes right now, making videos, recording the entire process the whole way, because it's going to be a number one. It's going to be a number one hit movie in the theaters. I'm telling you. I hope he's doing it. I truly do. But of course, you know, as I always say with these types of videos, there's more.
When are you guys gonna learn? The more you indict, the more we unite.
Facts.
Who is we? Who the fuck is we? And the funny thing is that when it's actually time for black people to be we, like we are in such a rush to unite with the worst types of black people. The worst types of white people, rather. You know what? Fuck it. The worst types of black people uniting with the worst types of white people. These people are in such a rush to unite with these horrible ass white people, the types of white people that grab their AR-15 and go and murder us at Dollar General. We want to be friends with those people, but you dump on the left, you dump on the liberals. Yeah, the left and liberals have their problems, okay? I've been a leftist for many years. Well, not even a decade, but I've been a leftist for a long time. Yes, white leftists are annoying. Yes, white leftists virtue signal. Yes, white leftists are by and large fucking useless. But if I had to live around white people, if I had to work with white people, if I had to deal with white people on a day-to-day basis, I would pick the leftists as opposed to reactionaries, as opposed to Trump supporters, as opposed to Republicans, okay? That's just how I feel. That's just my fucking self-preservation, okay? And most of the white left, most of the white liberals, they're misguided, okay? You do have some horrible ones that do things like say that we should send troops to Ukraine or are inadvertently or in many cases overtly racist. But, like, those people are not apt to shoot me in the fucking head. These Trump supporters that you want to be buddies with are.
It's Trump 2024. We don't care.
Nothing else.
You heard me? We already made our mind up.
More nihilism. We don't care. I know you don't care.
You already know when the hood got your back. Man, they deep in...
The hood does not have Trump's back. Like, you just take... That's the thing about being part of a nation of 22 million people, okay? Well, 44 million now, because Malcolm X was talking 40 years ago. Part of being part of a nation of 44 million people is that you can find every type of political view represented, okay? That's what kills me when people like the Chinese people support the CCP. Okay, there's millions of Chinese people who do not support the revisionist CCP. Like, that's the thing. You cannot just take one person and make them the representative of an entire group. Are there trends? Yes. Black people tend to overwhelmingly vote Democratic for reasons of our history, because we identify the Democrats with support for the civil rights movement. Of course, if you know anything about history, it's bunk. RFK bugged civil rights leaders, and JFK wanted the civil rights mess, his words, not mine, kept off his desk. But in terms of racial progress in this country, we tend to affiliate with the Democrats because we see the Democrats as being more racially and historically progressive. But before Democrats, black people voted Republican because we affiliated the Republican Party with Lincoln, and we wrongly identified Lincoln as our great emancipator. He wanted to send us to fucking Cuba or anywhere that wasn't the United States. But the masses are wrong about things sometimes, or historical myths become fact in many of their eyes. So, yeah, you could find an idiot or shit, several thousands of idiots in a group of millions, and for your own Machiavellian political purposes, act as if they're representatives of the group. But the hood does not have Trump's back.
In the hood, gangsters hollering about Trump 2024, you heard me?
Gangsters don't vote. Convicted felons cannot vote in this country. Well, easily. Some can. Depends on what state you're in. But by and large, convicted felons are disenfranchised. They're not going to vote for Trump, and they're certainly not going to go and shoot and kill for that man.
Whoop, whoop, wah! Gangsters! The hood got this man back. I'm just trying to tell you. You heard me? And we ain't stupid, man, American people, man. We ain't all them talking about lockdowns and back wearing the mask and all that. You know, they got a new virus coming and it's gonna be, man, nobody don't care.
Of course, he has to throw in the anti-vax shit. Like, that's one thing I've noticed about a lot of hoteps. If you know what a hotep is, it's basically a reactionary cultural nationalist. The types of people that think that women should be kept barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. The types of people that supported Ron Karenga over the Black Panther Party. The Dr. Sebi types. I'm going to do a video on him one of these days because, like, he's a character. But anti-vax bullshit and conspiracy theory bullshit, like, oh, this was manufactured as population control and blah, blah, blah. Like, those types of people, I've noticed that they tend to be pretty warm on Trump and other white reactionaries. Like, a lot of these conspiracy theories that they're putting out, the anti-Semitic shit, the Illuminati shit, the type of stuff that you see in Hidden Colors, Jews did the slave trade, all that bullshit, like, that stuff actually has its origins with Nazis, with white supremacists, with David Duke. David Duke was actually pretty cool with Farrakhan because Farrakhan was promoting the myth that Jews controlled the slave trade. Did Jews participate in the slave trade? Yes. Were they the guiding force? Absolutely not. The guiding force in the Anglo-American slave trade was white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Anyways.
Fooling nobody no more with none of that. You know, New Jack, man, nobody being fooled no more. We all the way up, you heard me? It's Trump.
It would be fun. It would be nice if this guy could actually string together a coherent sentence.
2024, that's what it's gonna be, cause we ain't.
The tables have turned, baby. You know, Democrats, they thought that they had a W. They thought they had a win. We're gonna get his mugshot. And it was the worst thing they could have done. But let's continue.
Yes.
No, that was actually the best thing. That mugshot made so many cool memes.
You better believe it.
Prison gets him invited to the Black Cookout. Okay, there's Nazis in fucking jail. Do the Nazis get invited to the fucking cookout? Like, are you going to invite the fucking Aryan Brotherhood and the Aryan Circle and all of these various white supremacist groups that are extremely violent because white people are a minority in prison? So to sort of carve out your own space, you have to be extremely violent. Otherwise, you're going to be fucked over. So are you going to invite the fucking dude with the big ass swastika tattooed on his bicep? Yeah, why not invite him too? If prison gets you invited to the cookout.
Look what happened to Martha Stewart. She caught that felony.
Look, this is the question he's replying to right here.
They act like Martha Stewart was in trouble for insider trading. Martha Stewart did not. They're acting like Martha Stewart fucking carjacked somebody or something. Rich white people crime is not black people crime. Okay? And the rich white people prison is not black people prison. Okay? Like Bernie Madoff, Martha Stewart, those people go to prisons that are basically country clubs. They don't go to San Quentin. They don't go to fucking Vacaville. They don't go to Vandalia. They don't go to fucking Bonne Terre or Attica.
Cap, prison gets him invited to the Black Cookout. All right. And he said yes.
Yes. You better believe it. Look what happened to Martha Stewart. She caught that felony. She goes to all the cookouts with Snoop Dogg. She is endorsed. She crippin'. Bruh, Trump is a brother now. I'm sorry. You go to jail in Zone 6 Atlanta, you a brother.
Trump was in jail for all of like 2 hours. They did not put him behind bars. He was probably allowed to sit in the fucking chair. The fucking COs and stuff, the booking personnel, they probably took pictures with them. They probably got autographs. Okay, that's how celebrities are treated when they get booked. Okay, because COs are fanboys just like anybody else. So they probably got this man's autograph and took cute little pictures with him and selfies with him. And that man has never been behind any fucking bars. They did not put him in a holding tank with drunks and pickpockets.
Straight up. They f***ed up.
Big time.
It's like that went to jail. They believe in it.
He said, I'm going to have to bleep that out, but he said N-words like N-words that have gone to jail. And it's
Trump is not an N-word. Trump is a C-word. Trump is an H-dude. An H-word.
True. I mean, Democrats royally stepped in at this time. They thought they had a pulse on the culture. They don't. They don't.
This is good. We believe in it. We trust that. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, but...
Yeah, so I can sort of detect a thread here, okay? These weird-ass dudes, because both of these dudes, this one and this one, are fucking weirdos. The fucking dude with the headphones on is probably a fucking pedophile. And this guy here, he's got all sorts of things working on him. But basically, these weird-ass dudes, these reactionaries, these people that want to identify themselves with the most horrible types of white people in the country and in the world ever, are acting like they speak for all black people. And they act as if they are, I don't know, throwing a wrench into some grand scheme or something. Some grand scheme orchestrated by liberals to do down black men in particular. Because that's most of the people that I've seen promoting this shit. Black men. Because in every culture, men tend to be in the front ranks of reactionaries. Because, I mean, when you're a beneficiary of a patriarchal system, all right? When you see yourself losing control, when you see women sort of taking their place in the forefront of struggle or whatever. Now, this is what happened in the Civil Rights Movement. You had all of these old patriarchal black ministers that dogged the shit out of the women who were making shit run. It was women who mailed out the letters. It was women who called their sisters and got their kids together to go to the march. Shit, you have women out there getting their asses beat by the police. And yet the old stodgy suit and tie ministers, they try to control every fucking thing. Now women are demanding their place at the table. Women are demanding their place in these relationships. They're leaving these fucked up ass relationships where you expect them to do all the housework, for them to have no identity, for them to have nothing of their own, no money of their own. You're basically still trying to move like it's fucking 1923 instead of 2023. You don't respect women. You cheat. You do all sorts of horrible things. So now that women are able to call you on that, you become a fucking reactionary, start complaining about what's happening to the black family. And all of these people that support Trump have also been those types of dudes, demanding that women step back. Like, why are women progressive? Because women, under patriarchy, under capitalism, imperialism, black women are fucked royally. Somebody said a long time ago that the black man takes his burden and shifts it onto the shoulders of the black woman. That is true. So if you face the brunt of oppression in a society, you're naturally going to be more progressive. And is there a war between black men and black women? No. Absolutely not. But it's amazing how, like, almost all of the black Trump supporters that I'm seeing, not just on the internet, but I've met in person, are are men. So there's a lot to unpack there. Yes, it's true that the divorced dad pipeline to Trump is real, or the deadbeat dad pipeline to Trump is real. I guarantee you a lot of these dudes have been locked up for child support non-payment, and they identify with Trump and they're calling Trump a brother. I guess they are brothers in triflingness. I don't know. So yeah, that's enough of that stupidity. Oh, I'm going to talk about this group more tomorrow. But the Black Hammer Party, this was released last year. Marjorie Taylor Greene is right, and here's why. Greene is a noted reactionary in Congress, a conspiracy theorist, blase, blase, blase. The whole 9 yards. Just like Black Hammer. But I'm going to talk more about them tomorrow. But this is relevant because Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of Trump's major supporters. So she posted, defund the FBI when Mar-a-Lago got raided last year. Okay, so Black Hammer is a cult that basically is an outgrowth of the African People's Socialist Party, which can also be identified as a cult. If you live in a major city, you probably ran into those Uhuru people. Very, very cuckolded group of white people. Like, I literally believe that those people would let you put fucking slave chains on them for fun and parade them around town. They probably get off to that shit. Anyways, the Black Hammer Party is a logical outgrowth of the Uhuru movement. Their founding member, Augustus Romaine, also known as Ghazi Kodzo, was the Secretary General, I think, of the APSP. He held a high position. But he came out and did some garden variety mutual aid work with Black Hammer, and then they went full fucking nuts. Now they're a reactionary cult that's trying to free their leader, Ghazi, from prison because he abducted a homeless dude and had him in a mansion in suburban Atlanta where this homeless person was being sodomized. Anyways, more on that tomorrow. So, they talked about Sleepy Joe's FBI, 15 boxes of papers. I saw the pictures of Trump's mansion. He has horrible taste in architecture and interior design. Maybe that's why these tacky-ass dudes like him so much. The meat of this shows again how useless and pathetic Democrats, and their liberal fan base are. When faced with the bravery of a congresswoman saying that the FBI should be no more, they run away back to the status quo, ready to go back to life as usual because they don't like the mouth it came out of. Okay, so if Adolf Hitler or David Duke said defund the FBI with this Tom-ass group, support them? Of course they would. Why? Because cults don't make any sense. Biden, his Democrat Party, and his FBI are so desperate to have control over our lives, land, labor, and resources that they are sending federal agents after a former president who is working towards the election. This has never happened before in the history of this country. What are you talking about? The FBI has spied on almost every future, former, or current president. Like, do some research. They used to have a study group. But like Nixon's FBI and J. Edgar Hoover's FBI especially, like Nixon literally formed a group whose sole purpose was to fuck with his political opponents. Like, what do you mean this has never happened before in American history? The FBI has come for Trump. Who's next? We stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene and her bravery and the bravery she instills in her supporters who understand that the FBI is a dangerous force in this country that is attacking the liberty of millions. Soon, the everyday things we do to protect ourselves from having our freedom taken away will become crimes that the FBI can raid you for. Petrified Pence, who once stood at Trump's side, is now even being bought by liberals. He's out here trying to tell us that defunding the FBI is too much for the GOP to pull back and stay quiet. Those fighting for freedom and justice will never be quiet. So the GOP is fighting for liberty. We're not here to be a liberal, a leftist, a Pence, and none of those cowards who love to be under and work with the FBI. We're here to free our people, and you should be too. Land back. So you co-opt an indigenous phrase that supports decolonization, and you support a horrible colonizer because she states that the FBI should be defunded. This has to have been sarcasm for one, because Green, who is extremely online, has to know that defund the FBI is an abolitionist, a left abolitionist slogan. So she was probably trying to be funny here, but these idiots take it seriously. But again, cults make no sense. Use your writing talents to further the liberation of all colonized people by joining Black Hammer Times today. We are looking for journalists, reporters, poets, and more, so do not worry, there's a spot on our team for you. Oh boy. But again, I will get more into this very, very hilarious group tomorrow. Well, they're hilarious in some aspects, not all of their aspects, because they've done actual horrible things to people. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this stream up with this clown that says N-words for Trump.
President Trump, because they done did black men like this for decades, make up charges and put them, so I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against.
How do you know Trump is innocent? Like, bruh. Like, that's the thing. These Trump supporters will lynch you. They will throw you under the bus happily and not think about you anymore. You will be dead, literally, to them. But you're out here carrying water for this white man who does not give a fuck about you.
This corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about...
He literally sounds like Uncle Ruckus. He literally sounds like Uncle Ruckus.
the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she went to school with my sister. She's full of shit. So she's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlled.
And you're a puppet for the white reactionary.
And everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be...
So you sound like Uncle Ruckus. You got a shirt that says N-words for Trump. You're out there in the heat defending a rich white man that doesn't know you exist. And you're a monarchist.
Kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now, we're just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
Bruh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You're to the right of George Washington.
It's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek Gibson, a former candidate.
I'm
a former candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson, look me up. I live up to it, too, boy. I can scrap, too, but I can get down, boy. Not better, I can. I got a proven track record. You want to try me out? Try to take this shirt off. I'll give you some of it.
I need everybody off the roadway.
Sir,
I need everybody
take care of yourself, brother.
off the roadway.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. A lot of news going on today. Donald Trump's going to be arrested in Georgia.
I don't like this white man. So, yeah. So why are there black Trump supporters? Well, few things. One, class interest. All of these rappers that support Trump. And there's quite a few of them, actually. Here we go. You got, let's see, the baby, the idiot. You got Kanye West, who is deserving of his own stream. Well, I think he's been kind of done to death. You got Kodak Black, who got out of prison because of Trump. You got Lil Pump, another moron. You got 50 Cent, who went back on his word because he was opposed to a planned tax increase for the wealthy. So you got class interest. All of these people are rich. You got Lil Wayne. You got 50 Foreign. You got Waka Flocka Flame. So you got basically all these washed up motherfuckers or these crazy motherfuckers, or these rich motherfuckers who support Trump because it's rich people supporting other rich people. That's why. You've got people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, like the guy that I started with, and that last guy who wanted Trump to be king. Like, you get, like, cranks, idiots, and just general fucked in the head people exist in all groups, okay? You can find an Irishman who thinks that Charles III should invade his country and reintegrate it into the British Empire, okay? You could find a Chinese person who thinks their country should be colonized by the United States. Okay, in every group, in every large group, you can find people who support ridiculous, horrible things. Okay? And you also have clout chasers. Okay? You've got people that want their shitty little podcast or whatever to pop off, and they want to be famous. Okay? And in America, the quickest way to become famous is to say very stupid things, as Fat Fudge Round Ginger has demonstrated. You've got people who are astroturfed. You've got people who are willfully propped up as representatives of a group by bad actors, by nefarious actors, just like Fudge Round's boy had to have been. So you have that. And you have people who whose life circumstances have turned them into reactionaries. You've got people who have been to jail or been to prison who somehow stupidly see affinity with Donald Trump, of all people, who would happily put them in jail again. You've got people who hate immigrants. You've got people who hate black immigrants. You've got people who actually agree with certain aspects of Trump's rhetoric who happen to be black. So, where do black Trump supporters come from? Do they come out of the devil's ass? Absolutely not. They come from real material conditions. They come from real desires in America, namely the desire to be rich and be famous, or they just come out of fucking nowhere. Again, huge group of people, okay? There's 44 million of us in this country last time I checked. So, you can find idiots that say anything, that support bad people, and bad actors, people like Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, they zone in on these people. Like, they have teams whose job it is to look up black Trump supporters, go through TikTok, go through Instagram, go through Twitter, go through YouTube, find these people and platform them. Why do they do that? Because they want to construct a narrative. They want to construct a narrative that black people have a substantial core of reactionaries within our nation, and they want to spread these reactionary views so that more of us become reactionaries. Thankfully, most of us know fucking better. Be sure to watch tomorrow when I actually delve into leftist cults. Because, am I an expert on the subject of leftist cults? No. But I've been following people who have actually been in these groups. And they've wrote some pretty interesting things that need attention. And I don't want my followers joining leftist cults. So, stay tuned. I will see you all tomorrow night. Stay strapped or get clapped.